I'm trying to set up this. So hey guys, I'm so glad you're here with me. So this is my first Facebook Live. Hi. Hey, hi. So today we are going to run through the 5-day challenge that we just finished from 27 March to 31st March, where we plan the finances of your dream trip. So during that 5 days challenge, every day we had homework, and I hope you did it. And then thank you so much for those who wrote in to tell me your travel dreams and the rest. So let me just, I guess I'll introduce myself. Hi guys, I'm Yunqing from YQ Traveling, and in 2013 I quit my job to travel around the world. But before that actually happened, I took 2 years to plan my travel, because it's not easy. It's not like I want to quit my job to travel and it happens, because you really need to plan it. And for me, my dream trip happened because I actually sat down and I did some math and I realized that traveling around the world is possible. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up so I know in case I'm just babbling to like nothing. So anyway, I did my math for my dream trip and I realized that it's possible, and it took me 2 years to actually go on that trip. So in this challenge, what I did was that I went through the planning stage with you all. So you kind of like, so I'll just run through. So on day 1, we listed the countries that you want to visit. And for this exercise, I really want you to just focus on one big trip instead of, because a lot of you have like big dreams. I love big dreams, and then you want to go like everywhere in the world. It is possible, but I would just like you to focus, for example, focusing on a trip to Europe or on a trip to maybe, you know, like South Africa for safari. So just focus on something, unless you also want to do a around the world trip, which I think is awesome as well. So that was day 1. And I'll just pause a bit. For you guys who did not sign up for the challenge, it's okay. After this video, I'll be posting a link to the challenge again. So for this challenge, I wouldn't be walking you through it, but after you watch this video, you kind of get like the idea, and then for the next 5 days, you can slowly walk through the homework yourself. And if you have any questions, then write back, let me know. So on day 1, we listed the countries you want to visit. On day 2, which I think is pretty much the most important exercise in this whole thing, is understanding your why you want to go on this trip. Because for me, I wanted to travel around the world, and it is pretty, I would say it's pretty ridiculous, because even like in 2011 when I told everyone about it, they were kind of skeptical, and then I pretended I wasn't skeptical, but I tell you, it's pretty hard to try and make a dream happen if you do not have the why. So my why was that I knew it's financially possible, and I knew that I really wanted to do it. And also I told too many people about it, and if it never happened, it's kind of embarrassing. So that can be also one of your tricks to get you on track. So on day 2, we talked about your why. And on day 3, we focused on flight planning. For my own trip, flights took up about 1/3 of my cost, which is quite a lot, because I spent I spent 14,000 Singapore dollars, and 1/3 of it went to flights. So on day 3, we used 2 different websites to see how much your flights would be. So one of them was Skyscanner. If you are not traveling very far, Skyscanner is awesome. And one of it was AirTrax. I love AirTrax because they help you plan round the world flights. Believe me, when I first started planning, I went to those like round the world air tickets website, like the airlines, and I tried using their system, and I almost died. You know, I am super tech savvy, but when I was trying to plan my trip, I was like, oh my god, what's happening? So the guys at AirTrax, they're fabulous. You send them your itinerary, and then they would actually let you know, for example, you should add Miami in, it wouldn't cost you extra. And for me, they helped me plan how to go from Turkey to South America, and they also helped me added an extra country to my list, which was El Salvador. So from Peru to Los Angeles, I stopped in El Salvador for a whole week, and that was pretty fun, because El Salvador reminded me so much of Sabah, where I come from. It was just so trees and then so hot, and I caught the worst sore throat there. Do you know from what? I caught the worst sore throat from mouthwash. Yes, I was testing out new mouthwash, and then it just burned my throat, and the whole week I was just out of commission. I was just laying in a hammock thinking, oh my god, this is so terrible. But it was fun. El Salvador was fun. So let's get back. So on day 4, we estimated how much it would cost you to go to each destination. So my trick is to use actually Lonely Planet. Lonely Planet's website is pretty up to date, and then so the worksheet which comes with the challenge actually has you can plot out, like you can put on your countries and then the price, and then you can also put in how many days you want to stay. So if a country is cheaper, you might want to stay more days. If it's more expensive, maybe not so much. And in the end, there would be a total expenses, and then you add that up to your flight tickets to know how much it might cost in total. And yes, so I'm just gonna pause a bit. If you weren't in the challenge, it's okay. I'll be posting a link again when you can walk through the challenge on your own, and you just come back to this video to sort of get a reference what you're doing each day. So day 4, we calculated destination cost. On day 5, it's about how much time you need to save and how much like you actually have to save. Because like I said just now, is that dream trips don't happen immediately. A lot of people tell me, I don't have the money, I don't have the time to go on trips. Well, darling, you have to sit down and calculate how much it is gonna cost you. Because if you don't know how much it is, you're gonna say it's very expensive. Oh no, just sit down, calculate, and then see how much you have now, and then spread it out. Maybe you can plan for 2 years, 3 years, it's okay. I know you want to travel, I like to travel, we love to travel, but you don't have to do your dream trip immediately. Take time, take all the planning you need so it becomes the best trip of your life, okay? So on day 5, we figure out how long you need to save and then how much money you need to save. So in the example, what I did was that I divided into 24 months. So in those 24 months, each month I have to save $300, which if you divide it, it's like $10 a day. If you secretly, just take $10, stuff it in a box, you won't even know it's missing. So just keep stuffing it for 24 months. It will probably explode, but you get the drill. So it takes time, it takes patience. That's why day 2's your why is so important, because I do not want you to give up on your dream trip, okay? Your dream trip is important to you and it's important to me, and we are gonna make it happen. So we went through what we did for 5 days, planning the finances of your dream trip challenge, and I had some questions from the readers and the people who joined in, thank you, during those days, and I'm just gonna answer them. I wrote them down over here, so I'm just gonna look at them. So one of the readers wrote like, he doesn't know where he wants to go. It's perfect. It's perfectly okay if you don't know where you want to go. You just sit down and think what would make you happy. And if you, for example, the person said he wants to go to Europe, but he doesn't really know which countries. So you just cut down. So do you like beaches? Yes. Then you just write down beaches. If you like museums, no. Okay, you don't go to museums. So you list out everything you like, everything you don't. And eventually you will figure out which countries are more in line with what you like. So if you like food, if you like history, if you like architecture, I know Europe has a lot of it, but I would think that France would be one of it. And if you do not like the cold, then do not go to places where it will be cold. I hate the cold. That's why I was in South America during the winter, but I hate the cold, so I would never ever go somewhere during winter or there's snow. I am okay. I don't like the cold at all. I hate the cold. And okay, and then so this is separate from the challenge. I've always had people asking me that they really want to travel but they don't have the time. I think there's a myth that if you travel you have to travel far and long. I was like, no, not really. When I was traveling really intensively, I made use of the weekend a lot. It's like every month I would have one weekend when I'm just off somewhere else. So if you like traveling and you keep thinking you don't have time to travel, use the weekend. Idea. Weekends are awesome because you take a break from real life and then you go somewhere. And for me, time actually really slows down when I'm somewhere else. So I really love my weekend trips, and if you do not know how to go on weekend trips, I actually have an ebook which I shall link it to you after this as well. I forgot to put it in my webpage. And then I have so a lot of people tell me that they don't have time, they don't have money to travel. Like I said, it doesn't have to be immediately. You calculate how much money you need and then you start planning. So if you have 2 years to plan your whole trip, you can use it to save up your leave, or you can use it to just hint at people that you are going to go on that trip, and then you apply for leave. And if your boss is amazing, you can go on sabbatical. I would love that, but I didn't. So there are many ways. So if it's a 2 years planning for your dream trip, you can do so many things in that 2 years. You can it's just so much you can do. But anyway, yes. So I think I've covered everything I need. Do you guys have any questions? If you have, just type it in. If not, I'm just gonna share this book. The reason I came up with this challenge and the reason I actually went on my dream trip was because of this lady. So this is a book by a Taiwanese author, and then she wrote how she spent only $3,000 to travel around the world for 80 days. That was amazing. So when I read that book, I was like, oh my gosh, how do you do it? And I sat down, I did my math, I realized, hey, my round the world trip was possible. So that sparked everything. So this book saved my life. And if you read Chinese, I really recommend it. It's called 10万元环游世界, and it's by Jiu Sisan. She's amazing. And yes, before we wrap this up, I just want to tell you again that the 5-day to planning the finances for your dream trip challenge / course is still happening. I'm going to share a link after this. You can go through it at your own pace. If you have any questions, let me know, and then I might do more Facebook Live videos. And also, because you guys are so nice, I mean the two of you here are so nice for being on my Facebook Live, we are having a promo for my book. Yay! So in this book, Your Big Break, I actually write down a lot more about what you can do if you want to take like a really big trip. You want to like quit your job, take a really big trip, and then go back to a job, because I think taking a break is important. I'm actually taking my own break now. And if you like, it's actually retails at $20 for my ebook versions online, but I am running a promotion until the end of Sunday, so you can get it for 10 Singapore dollars digital. I'll send you the link afterwards. And if you're in Singapore, you're in luck. You can get the physical copy of the book at Booktique. I can't pronounce it. So Booktique is this bookstore for independent writers. It's at Raffles Link, telling you where it is, but it's only available for Singapore people. So thank you guys so much for joining me in the challenge and on this video. And if you have any other travel questions, just send them over, let me know. And I really want to do more videos this year, okay? So send them over, I'll be doing them. And I love you guys so much, and thank you for being with me. See ya!